Okay, hello. Welcome to a playthrough of the critically acclaimed game, Baldur's Gate 3. There are many like it on the internet, but this one is mine. My name is Thick and Ty, and that's all I'm willing to share about myself. So, let's get started. Gross.
Who are you?
We will not research tutorials for this. Okay, so the lore of that was, we are prisoners of a race called Mind Flayers, who have infected us with parasites that will gradually turn us into one of them. It's a very unpleasant process, and we would like to stop that, if at all possible. Now, we will be going with a custom character for this playthrough, but just in case you're interested, the game also offers a set of... So these are all characters in the lore that you can play as with pre-made backstories. You can play as any one of them, and the characters that you don't play as will appear in the game as companions. So we will listen to each of their backstories, but not pick them. However, listening to their backstories will still be useful, as you know, we'll get a sneak peek of what they're all about, so that we know where they stand when we actually encounter them in the game. But ultimately, we will be going with a custom character. I'll make that in a minute. But first, we will listen to them one by one.
Hello, darling. Don't be shy. I promise not to bite until we've been formally introduced. My name's Astarion, and I've spent a century stalking the night, hunting for pretty morsels just like you. A man called Cazador made me what I am, kept me like a pet, forced me to do his bidding. No more. The Tadpole's influence broke his dominance over me, and now I can finally pursue the one thing I've hungered for these long, dark years. Revenge. I'm going back to Baldur's Gate to track Cazador down in his lair. I'll be the last thing the bastard ever sees.
Cool. So that is a vampire rogue with dubious morality. Let's check out the frog alien lady.
I was born in the cold reaches of world space, I have known but one purpose. To wield a silver sword and ride a red dragon in service of my regent, the Githyanki Queen Vlaakith. My first step on this path is to slay a mind flayer and bring its head to my queen. There is no flesh I will not carve, and no barrier I will not shatter to see it done. I am the one who sunders. I am the Undying Queen's most unshakable warrior. I am Lae'zel of Kalir.
Alright. Let's check out Human Wizard Guy.
Well met, stranger. You find yourself in the presence of the renowned wizarding prodigy, Gale of Waterdeep. Please, no need to be intimidated. My virtuosic talents once caught the eye of the goddess of magic herself, Mystra, who named me her chosen, and her lover. Thanks to a slight miscalculation on my part, that relationship eventually soured, as did the greatest of my powers. Now I'm merely a humble wizard on the road to redemption. Unless I can find the path to something greater.
Nerd! Let's move on to the Team Goth Elf. A fan favorite, unsurprisingly.
My name is Shadowheart, loyal servant of Shar, goddess of darkness and loss. There is little more I can tell you than that. My Lady Shar tasked me with a mission of such secrecy that I surrendered great swathes of my memory in order to safeguard the knowledge of it. All I know is that I must bring the artifact I hold to Baldur's Gate, and that nothing can stand in my way. My goddess is watching.
Much darkness, much mystery, much enigma. Wow. Okay. Here's the team classic protagonist.
"7 years ago, I was exiled from Baldur's Gate, the city I call home. My name is Will, but the people of the Sword Coast call me the Blade of Frontiers, champion of the meek, defender of the innocent. The truth isn't quite so simple, but they're right about one thing. I hunt monsters, and I always catch my prey. My latest target is a devil, and I'm right on her tail. Once I'm through with her, she'll never escape the fires of the first hell."
Cool stuff, Will. Alright. Let's try listening to your backstory.
Years ago, I was sold to the Archdevil Zariel. She put a Hellfire engine in my chest and made me her prize soldier. But I've escaped now. Thank you, Mind Flayers. And I've got a few scores to settle if this engine doesn't burn me to ash first. I'll need people I can trust, an infernal mechanic, and a serious amount of luck. But you know what? I'm not worried. After 10 years in the Hells, I can take on anything. I've got my chance at freedom, and believe me, I'm going home.
Definitely the best personality out of the group. Often considered the team hot one, and I think people are being literal with that. Now, here's the team psychopath.
My rancid blood whispers to me, kill, kill, and kill again. My ruined body yearns to reap death in this world. And when this foul urge calls, it possesses my whole being. Injured beyond repair. I know nothing besides this. I must resist the dark urge, lest it consume my mind. I must discover who I was and what happened to me before my twitching knife hand writes a tragedy in blood.
Not the most stable individual. Some pretty dark things happen if you play as him. I'll leave it at that. We're gonna go for not that guy. Origin character. He shows up as an appearance. We're gonna change that. We're gonna randomize appearance first. Okay. So we're going to be a gnome. Actually, we're not gonna be a gnome. We're going to be a halfling, which is basically the same thing, but with a more humanish appearance. As you can tell, gnomes have these pointy ears and an angular face, which isn't quite what we're going for. So we're going to be a halfling. It's basically the same thing. So there are sub-races which give certain benefits. Sometimes they affect the cosmetic choices you have access to, but I don't think they do in this case. So Lightfoots are stealthy but social. Naturally stealthy, advantage on stealth checks. We're going to end up being a warlock, which is kind of a caster / melee attacker hybrid. There are instances where being stealthy would be useful, but I think advantage to saving throws against poison and resistance to poison. There are a lot of enemies that can poison you, so I think we're going to go with Strong Heart Halfling. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, so class is going to be Baldur's Gate 3 is a very there are a lot of different stats and a lot of planning is involved in the creation of your character. I'm not exactly a min-maxer, but I will do my best here. So we're gonna go for Warlock. Cantrips are spells that you can cast freely at level 0. For every other spell, you have a limited. You can cast a limited amount of spells before you rest. Cantrips don't require resting. So by default, we're going to want Eldritch Blast, which is basically just a standard ranged attack. It's going to be the bread and butter of your Warlock build. And by default, the loadout has also given us Blade Ward, which is something that you can apply to yourself to take half the damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing attacks. That's useful, but let's see what else we have access to. So we could take Bone Chill, which is another ranged attack. I think Eldritch Blast would be better. This might be something to take for just role-playing purposes. Friends, gain advantage on charisma checks against a non-hostile creature. In higher difficulty modes, the target might accuse you of enchanting them. That'd be funny. There are a lot of combat is only half the game. There's a lot of talking to NPCs in this game. Friends might be. I'm actually leaning towards friends here. Let's see what else we have. Mage Hand, create a spectral hand that can manipulate and interact with objects. I have not really found a use for that. I'm sure someone else has. Minor Illusion. Compels nearby creatures to investigate. We're going to be recruiting the other characters as like followers, so stuff we don't take could be covered by someone else. We're going to have like a team tank. I think as long as we have someone soaking up damage, we don't really need something like Illusion. Poison Spray is useful, but again, we have Eldritch Blast. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to ditch Blade Ward. We're taking Friends. This is probably a bad idea, but I can't pass it up. Subclass, the Fiend. You have pledged your soul to the Hells or Abyss in return for a deadly arsenal of Fiendish Arcana. So we get a bunch of possible spells that we can learn just from our subclass. And there's also a passive. When you reduce a hostile creature to 0 health points, this gift from your patron grants you 4 temporary health points. So one thing I don't want to double up on is, so this guy, Will, is also a Warlock. We can't change the class and subclass of the other guys, of the pre-made characters. So his subclass is the Fiend. So if we want to make our own Gnome or Halfling Warlock, oh, I lost so much progress. We basically don't want to take the Fiend, otherwise we'll be doubling up. Body type 1. Halfling, Strongheart Halfling. Warlock. So let's look at the other ones. So the Great Old One. You pledged something unthinkable to an unspeakable ancient entity, which in return furnished you with powers of cerebral entropy and control. Spells. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. That's a good stun. Making someone laugh uncontrollably. It's also in character with what I'm trying to accomplish. Dissonant Whispers. Level 1 enchantment spell with a good damage. 3 to 18 damage is pretty good. And they also get frightened. I'm leaning towards this one right now. When you land a critical hit against a creature, that creature and any nearby enemies must succeed a wisdom saving throw or become frightened until the end of their next turn. That's cool. The Archfey. Graced by a lady or lord of the Fey, you are imbued with all the sumptuous and scary qualities of your patron's extraordinary realm. So you can put someone to sleep. Give yourself advantage. Basically, it's less of a chance. When you have advantage on something, there's less of a chance for you to miss. So you can cast Fairy Fire on something, start attacking it, and better chance to hit. Fey Presence. Charm or frighten nearby foes with the Fey Wild's beguiling, disturbing magics. I think we can get Tasha's Hideous Laughter as a spell later. I'm not exactly making an evil warlock. So... This is based off a Friends WoW character, I'll just reveal that now. I think we're going to go with the Archfey. Just for roleplay purposes. So now we can prepare some spells. Charm Person. Hex. I think we'll just keep what we have right now. Background. Folk Hero. So there are a bunch of different backgrounds that may or may not come into play. Basically, you can do things. If you do things that are in line with your background, you get certain bonuses. For example, if you take Criminal and you start stealing things, the game will reward you for doing that. If you're a noble, not a noble. If you take like Folk Hero, and you start saving people, the game will also reward you for that. So I think this one's going to be an entertainer. You live to sway and subvert your audience, engaging common crowds and high society alike. Preserving art and bringing joy to the hapless and downtrodden heightens your charismatic aura. For those curious, I'll just read through all of them. Acolyte. You have spent your life in service to a temple, learning sacred rites and providing sacrifices to the god or gods you worship. Serving the gods and discovering their sacred works will guide you to greatness. Charlatan. You're an expert in manipulation, prone to exaggeration, and more than happy to profit from it. Bending the truth and turning allies against each other will lead to greater success down the road. Criminal. You have a history of breaking the law and survive by leveraging less than legal connections. Profiting from criminal enterprise will lead you to greater opportunities in the future. And an entertainer, I read that. Folk Hero. You're a champion of the common people, challenging tyrants and monsters to protect the hapless. Or helpless. Saving innocents in imminent danger will make your legend grow. Guild Artisan. Your skill in a particular craft has earned you membership in a mercantile guild, offering privileges and protection while engaging in your art. Preparing and discovering rare crafts will bring new inspiration. Noble. You were raised in a family among the social elite, accustomed to power and privilege. Accumulating renown, power, and loyalty will raise your status. Outlander. You grew up in the wilds, learning to survive far from the comforts of civilization. Surviving unusual hazards of the wild will enhance your prowess and understanding. Sage. You are curious and well-read, with an unending thirst for knowledge. Learning about rare lore of the world will inspire you to put this knowledge to greater purpose. Soldier. You are trained in battlefield tactics and combat, having served in a militia, mercenary company, or officer corps. Show smart tactics and bravery on the battlefield to enhance your prowess. And finally, Urchin. After surviving a poor and bleak childhood, you know how to make the most out of very little. Using your street smarts bolsters your spirit for the journey ahead. So, yeah, we're going to go with Entertainer. So everything is set. I'm not going to mess with these, I think. I'm going to leave them as is. So we could just proceed as is, but we're actually going to edit appearance. Let's see here. So you can choose.
Where to next?
What was that?
There's like 8 both male and female voices you can choose from.
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Hells. Something just woke up down here.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
It's opened. I wonder what's back there. There's magic keeping this chest sealed.
Where to next?
What was that?
They all kind of sound a bit too similar for my liking.
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Health. Something just woke up down here.
They're all from the UK. That one's a bit too deep, I think.
It's opened.
Maybe.
Where to?
What was that?
Hells. Something just woke up down here.
It's opened. I wonder. There's magic. What was that? Let's hope the locals are friendly. Hells. Something just woke up down here.
Alright. Let's go with that one. Maybe. I'm gonna cut this part out. I'll show you the final design in a minute. One sec. Okay, so this is roughly the final design of the halfling we'll be rocking in this campaign. Minor adjustments can be made at any point in game using a feature called the Magic Mirror. So this may or may not be the final design. Based on based on feedback of a certain individual. I will just point out there are a whole bunch of other options that are possible. Like you can add scars, big burn mark. There's like a maturity slider. Basically add wrinkles. There's add freckles. Freckle quantity and freckle intensity. You know, if you want the halfling to rock with some freckles. There's also a vitiligo pigmentation. And a bunch of tattoos that are possible. I'm basically showcasing everything that's possible right now. I'm largely going off of a certain person's WoW character, and because WoW is a very limited game, like none of this stuff is really possible. But if that individual wants me to add these in the future, I will do so. Also add jewelry, but I don't think the character uses jewelry, so I'm going to leave it at none. I went way too fast to even showcase anything. Archfey swells. Archfey is actually our class. That might be thematic. Easy breezy. That's a nose ring. More earrings. Earrings. Oh, and no stud. Midnight Tear. Oh. Subduer loops. Stud muffin. Fasten stars, and then none. So we're gonna leave it at none. And then for eyes, you can choose just like the color, and also heterochromia if you want, like 2 different colors. Pick one eye like white or something like that. But, we're gonna keep them with green. There's a whole bunch of makeup. Again, this isn't. Just like light black around the eyes, I think would be fine. Lip tint. The character's kind of brownish, I think, in game, so we're gonna go with that. And then a whole bunch of hairstyles. I'm not gonna run through them all now, but I have a feeling the current hairstyle is what the certain individual wants. You can make it graying if you want, but we're not going to do that. And then facial hair. No. Okay, so for now, this is going to be our halfling warlock. By default, the character's name is Tav, but in this run, it's going to be Noli.
You need a guardian. Choose one.
So there is, this is another customization that you have to do. This is not a companion or a follower. This is a character that is in the game, but I'm not going to tell you what purpose this character serves. It is very important, but I'll just leave it at that for now. That's just Geralt. Dark Elf / Drow. We're gonna make a Dark Elf. None of this stuff matters really.
Good luck. Follow your instincts. Don't be afraid.
I'm going to cut this as well. Be right back. This sucks. But we're gonna go with it. This is our guardian. Venture forth. So we are in Hell. The dragon attack has caused the Mind Flayer ship to teleport. But it's also given us a chance to escape, which is what we're going to be doing right now. Alrighty.
Oh, my head.
Walking small.
Where the hell are we? Dead. Good.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Gross. We're going to investigate the pool. So, every time we try to do something, there's going to be a dice roll that determines whether or not we succeed, and our bonuses will help. They provide advantage. So if we have like a bonus to a certain action, we're more likely than not to succeed. So we need to hit a 10 out of a possible 20 in order to succeed our investigation. We did.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
But we're gonna touch it anyway, because we are curious. That worked out nicely.
Best be on my way. Odd. I feel better.
A little stroll.
Someone else got out. Let's see what this does.
Not everyone made it out alive.
Might still be stuck not getting back in that thing.
I clicked on it more than once.
Lucky I made it out.
I'll take that.
I'm supposed to be able to pick that up, but I don't think I can reach the table. Oh no. Pick up. Oh, there we go. Right. Cursed height. Back down. It's so dark. I swear, the rest of the game is brighter once we just get off this ship. This is probably one of the worst parts of the game. Dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Dooby-dooby-doo. Dead goblin.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
Yes, the tablets have lore, so we're gonna pick up.
4,000 years of humanoid history, elves, dwarves, humans, and more, flash behind your eyes.
Release us.
Doesn't do anything.
Alright, this is a bit disturbing. So I got a little piece out, here, we just a few seconds really. But here we are holding a brain that is actually a creature. And we saved the brain because we love pets, and we are going to take every opportunity to have new friends on this journey. We're not going to mutilate the brain, because that'd be a horrible thing to do. We're going to spare the creature. Oh, look at it.
Free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
What's at the helm?
The brain tenses, as though querying an unseen advisor.
Do you not hear it? We will not survive here. We are needed to navigate. We are needed to leave this realm.
What should I call you?
Us. We are us.
Of course, I mean, it seems completely trustworthy. Of course we're gonna go with it. And it's adorable. It's a brain dog. How can you not take a brain dog with you? Alright, let's go.
To the helm we go. We are going to the helm.
Let's see if the brain has anything to say.
The creature reaches into your mind, its thoughts rattling against yours. Something inside you squirms in recognition.
Friend, we will go to the helm now.
Why was I forced onto this ship?
To know you. To love you. To give you our gift.
Something was put in my eye. What was it?
A gift. A gift to make you as we are. Soon you will be so beautiful. So powerful.
Very beautiful. Very powerful. Can you tell me where we are?
In a realm where we have fled. We have fled to a realm called Avernus. First of the 9 hells. We are escaping a great evil. We are going to the helm! My friend and I are going to the helm.
My friend and I. Okay, so to recap, Noli the halfling and her brain dog, Us, are escaping a ship on fire that was being controlled by the Mind Flayers and is now under attack by a race called the Githyanki and their dragon pets. We are going to go to the helm in order to take control of it and guide us out of hell, because hell is not a nice place to be. That's going to pretty much conclude the introductory part of this adventure, and I will see you next time.